welcome to this very hastily put together episode of Wand and Crown.
Impromptu.
Did you say part 2?
Impromptu.
Impromptu, yes, that's the word that we're looking for. Because Disney has just done as Disney does and released, dumped a bunch of news on us all at once. So we're gonna talk about that news.
Yep. Yeah. So we just got off of Lauren's podcast, which we'll link her podcast below. We did a live with her talking about all of this. So we're just gonna do a quick recap for you guys and just kind of hit the main points. But yeah. Go check out Lauren's if you want to see a little bit more in depth, but we're just gonna do a quick rundown. Haley and I have our notes here because it is all very new. It's a lot and it's all new and we're still, don't have a lot of details for stuff. So follow us, and as we get more details, information, we're going to talk about it and record some episodes about it. So the biggest thing I think, I guess booking wise, is 2024 dates are open, which we've all been kind of waiting for that. Well, they're going to open on May 31st.
Yeah, open for booking May 31st, 499 days out. So we can book up until like mid-November.
I think it was October.
Yeah.
That's why you hire a travel agent, because we know those dates when we're looking at our computer.
Off the top of our head, not so much.
Not off the top of our head, especially because it's so new. So I feel like and that's the thing too, is like once we kind of, you're booking people that far out, you know what that 499 day, just like when you do like Disney, or when you do advanced dining reservations, like, okay, how many days out it is. Yeah. So that's really huge because we've been waiting for those to open up. I think the only year that they didn't wait until like May or June was in 2021. Because I booked for February 2022 and February 2021. So that's always been the outlier year. But yeah, so that's huge because there's a lot of people that like planning their vacations a year in advance. I like planning my vacations a year in advance. So that's huge. Gives you more time to save and plan.
Very true.
Yeah, so that's a huge budget. Exactly. And like you can save your gift cards and all that kind of fun stuff. Christmas, like when Christmas comes up, birthdays, it gives you time to start collecting those, get presents from people. It's great to book. And if not, if you like to book last minute, hey, I can't do that, but good for you.
And that's why you're a travel agent.
That's why I'm a travel agent, but that's why you hire a travel agent if you're going to book last minute, because we can make it happen. I just personally don't like that because I like being stressed, but not in that way. All right, so the next big thing, and this has been a very controversial thing, I think pretty much since the end of 2020 to 2021, has been the theme park reservations.
Yeah.
So they started when the park reopened after the COVID closure. And at that time it was, okay, get it. You're trying to keep track of where exactly. You're trying to like do, I guess, I don't know if they were doing like tracing and keep everybody safe.
Yeah, they were limiting the crowd so that there wouldn't be too many people in line pressed up against one another. And so
exactly. So now no more theme park reservations, which is huge. And that's starting on January 9th of 2024.
Yeah.
So the rest of this year, you still got to do it. And then January 1st through January 8th, you're still going to have to make theme park reservations.
But
as this develops,
dated tickets starting January 9th, you will not have to make park reservations.
Correct. So if you buy them from like an outside vendor somewhere, you'll still have to make those reservations because they're not dated, they're open-ended tickets. But if you're going to book a package through Disney, buy tickets directly through Disney, they're dated, you don't have to make reservations. It's a whole extra I know, because it's a whole extra step. It's a whole extra step to the process. Even though it tells you, like, even on like the travel agent side, when you're booking, it tells you like 20 times, make your theme park reservations, make your theme park reservations. It's still just another thing to worry about. And you can't just go. You got to plan. Again, I like that, but like,
but sometimes like you're on property and you're like, man, like I really wanted to go to Magic Kingdom today, but it feels like a Hollywood Studios kind of day. And with reservations, you can't really make that change day of.
You can, but you you might not be able to if their capacity. The other thing that I thought of is like families, like, you know, this happened when I was a kid. If my brother and I got sick and we missed a day and there wasn't a reservation for that park the next few days, then you're out. So now it's like, if you do have like a sick day, or you have a day where you're like, we kind of want a down day. We don't want to do anything. We just want to hang at the pool. We want to hang at the resort. You can do that and then just go the day you weren't going to go. It allows for a lot more flexibility. You can still make your own plans, but now you're not locked into them.
Yeah.
So that's a huge thing.
Annual pass holders are still going to have to make reservations similar to the third-party people. Although annual pass holders and I think they said cast members are going to have, what did they call it?
Good to go days. Is that what they're, good to go days.
Essentially like freebie days where you can go in without a park reservation. We don't know how this is going to affect park hopping yet.
Nope.
They've kind of hinted at that you're still going to have the 2 p.m. time frame, but this is the first step, hopefully, in getting rid of that too.
Yeah. And
or
again,
tracking it up, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, and my thing with like the theme park hopping or the park hopping, it's the same as like the park reservations. They were done for a reason. And now it's like, okay, like if you're getting rid of one, you can get rid of the other because they go hand in hand. So I'm hoping they get rid of that too.
Back it up. Yeah.
Just let's go to like back to like 2019 Disney, which is, I mean, we're pretty much almost there.
We are,
because
we've got dining plans.
Dining plan is back. Exactly. Dining plan is back. I can't tell you the amount of consultations I've had. And like one of the first things that people say are like in my notes in my booking form, they're like, dining plan. And I'm like, I'm so sorry
about that.
And it's been hard because there's been zero rumblings about it. Zero.
Nothing. I thought they weren't going to bring it back.
I didn't either. Park reservations, I feel like has been one of those like, okay, like they're gonna like change it, or like even the Genie Plus, which we'll get to that in a second. Things like with that have changed, and you know, but like the dining, there's just been nothing, no rumors, and don't follow rumors, folks. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to Disney Facebook page. Come to a professional because we know the difference between the Mousetrap News, my favorite website, Mousetrap.
Favorite satire website.
Oh gosh. It's so bad. It's thankfully they haven't gotten any of my clients yet, but just I see it on Facebook pages. But it's why you come to a professional, because we know all this information. We know what's true. We know what's not true. But yeah, there's
to verify it if we don't know.
Exactly. But yeah, there's been zero rumblings of the dining plan. So this was, I think, a huge shock to everyone. I think the rest of the news, like we all kind of knew at some point. Yeah, but the dining plan. So that's super exciting. We don't know what it's going to look like. We don't know pricing. If you go look at or go watch Lauren's YouTube or Lauren's video, we get a little bit more in depth into that and what it was previously. Lauren has a lot of experience with it. Hayley and I were not travel agents when the dining plan was around, and her and I are very much like quick serve, like
eat when you want.
Yeah, so
it wasn't worth it to us.
Correct. So Lauren is very well versed in it. So she's a great resource if you want to go check out her video. Like I said, we went a little bit more depth into it, but I know it's a huge thing, and it makes sense for some people. It really does. It does. It's just, for Hayley and I,
not right now, at least.
Correct. It's great for, it's like anything else. It's like the after hours parties or Halloween parties. Like it's all so dependent upon you and your family, your travel party, whatever. So, but again, as we get more information, Hayley and I are going to do all of our research, and we're going to know what's going on, and we're going to be able to advise you on whether it makes sense for your family, because it can work really well.
Yeah. Two things that we do know about it right now are that they're kind of scaling back the amount of dining plans. I think Lauren said there used to be 4. What we know right now is that there will be a Disney dining quick service plan, or Disney quick service dining plan, and a Disney dining plan. So you're going to have the quick service version or the table service version.
Correct.
We don't know. We know what those plans included before dining plans were done away with. We don't know if it's going to be the same inclusions coming back. We're going to be getting training on it soon.
Yep.
News will come out, but
I think the one difference she said so far was that it goes from 2 snack credits to 1 per day. I think that was one of the changes that they announced for those. So it originally was 2 snack credits, and now it's 1 snack credit. But yeah, pricing, none of that. It's all unknown right now. And I don't, did that one have, that one doesn't have a return date, does it?
It's
January 9th.
January 9th. It's the same day for Park Reservation stop.
Got it. Okay. Well, it was because the next one does not have a date, and that is Genie Plus is basically going back to how fast passes were.
We sort of.
Yes, essentially, we're assuming it's going to go back. It's going to be different than what it is now. Yeah. You're still going to have to pay for it. They're not going to drop that. I'm sorry to break the news. They're probably not going to drop the pay for it because they know people are going to pay. But from the way that it's reading, essentially, it sounds like instead of having to get up, buy your Genie Plus at 6:30 in the morning, set your alarms, get on your virtual queue, get your lightning lane, stay on your phone all day.
Throughout the day.
Yeah, it's going to kind of go back to how fast passes were, where you book them before your trip. And then what I'm hoping how they did with fast passes is then you go on the trip and you go and you do your ride, and then you can kind of book your next one. So essentially how Genie Plus you can stack now, it'll do that, but it'll be similar back to fast passes. Hopefully. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, because if they do that, I will be ecstatic.
I would actually consider buying it at that point. Yeah. I did used it once, one day during my last trip, just so that I could know how it works and help better advise clients. And we talk about this on Lauren's podcast. Keeley, you're the type of person that's like, okay, got to make sure I know exactly what the next
got alarms
is.
on. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on the phone the second that my next one opens up, and I'm sitting here, I'm like,
what time is it?
The next one, I'm like, even when it tells you in the app,
yeah,
like, no, I'd rather be there in the moment paying attention to the parks than, like, I enjoy getting on the most rides that I can, but I don't need to do it.
Well, that's what happens when this side of your body can do one thing and the other side can do the other. I don't know how to not multitask. But again, people don't want to do that on vacation. I do, because it's me. But like, a lot of people want to go to Disney and enjoy it. I enjoy it because I'm like this, so I enjoy that. But like, also, I want to be able to not be on my phone the whole time either. Yeah. So,
or I think that's really for other reasons.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I think it's a really good change. I think it's a really exciting change. Mm-hmm. Again, I hope that I don't know. I hope what I said is how they kind of go back to fast passes a little bit. I think that'll be great. Again, we got 3 sentences about it. And one of those is we look forward to sharing more details at a later date. So we only have 2 sentences really on what they're doing. It's just that they're updating the experience.
And trying to make it so that you can plan in advance.
And I don't know the
purchasing in advance will be good too.
Yeah. And again, it's just taking that stress of when you're there, it's taking that away. That's all it is. Because it's just, Disney's already stressful. So it's just taking that away
for families with kids.
Yeah, because then you're trying to wrangle the kids. They're having a meltdown. They need to go to the bathroom. They're hungry. They're hot. They're tired. And you're on your phone trying to book and it just.
And you want to sleep in. You don't want to have to wake up at 6:40, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you can sleep, if the kids are sleeping, you want to keep them sleeping.
Yeah. I like sleeping in when I go to Disney. I don't like waking up at 5:00 in the morning. You're right. If I'm in Disney, I'm getting the most of my day, Hayley. Okay. But yes, the average person does not want to do that. And I think that's extremely fair, and I think that's what most people want.
Yes.
That aren't like me. Again, which is fine. It's a chill person. I'm not that.
Although for the people like you who do like to get up early, we do know that they're going to be continuing the early extra magic hour or early theme park entry. I'm still talking about things like it was way back. I always say extra magic hours. The early theme park entry is still going to exist.
I still call them extra magic hours. I still do. And then I get it mixed up with Universal because they're early park entry, early theme park hours, extra just give me more time in the parks. So, which Disney is, yes.
Yeah.
So they're continuing that. So it's an extra 30 minutes in the morning for anybody that is staying on property across the board. And then it's the extra 2 hours for certain select nights at select parks for deluxe resort guests. And I think like Swan and Dolphins included and Shades of Green.
I can't remember Shades of Green.
I think Shades I think Shades of Green is included, but I know like Swan and Dolphin is, and all the deluxe resorts are included. So that's continuing. And again, that's when you know your dates, when Disney's released your hours for your dates, go and check. The good thing that goes hand in hand with the park reservations, because I had clients there in around for Christmas. They did Christmas into New Year's Day. They were staying at Swan and Dolphin, and their early park, or their extra magic hours. Is that what they're calling it?
I don't know what they're calling it.
I'm checking my iPad.
Extended evening hours.
Extended evening hours. That's right. So and again, this is the park. This is like now I'm just realizing too, like this is a huge thing for park reservations because we did their dining. It was tailored. I got everything they wanted. It was great. None of their
extra magic or their extended evening hours
didn't line up
for a different park.
And they didn't have hopper. They were there for like 7 days. They didn't have hopper. So they couldn't like hop. But again, if they had a dinner reservation at 5, then we'd have to change their park reservation. It was such a mess. So they weren't able to take advantage of that. So that's another good thing of getting rid of the park reservations is if you are deluxe and you get those extended hours, just go over to that park for those extra 2 hours or swap your days or whatever you got to do. And that's another good thing. Even if they don't change the hopper time, at least it's still going to be past that. So you still have that. Again, I hope they change the hopper time or get rid of it, but that's a huge thing too. I'm just like, it's like that revelation of like, just thinking about like all like the things I've heard of like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is better than I thought. So yeah. And then I think the only other small thing, and even in Lauren's thing, we barely touched on it because it applies, but it doesn't. And I believe it's rolling out now. So they're changing the room categories at deluxe resorts. So
it's just basic view. It's like theme park view, pool
lake view.
Yeah.
Or I saw pool so I think they're simplifying it down to like 3 types of room resorts.
So you're not going to have like extra preferred near the pool. And
what was the room that Lauren said it? That Grand Flirting was like exterior hallway view. It's just it got to be a lot. It did, because even like I had a client, we were looking at like contemporary, and I'm like, she's like, well, we want this, and I'm looking, and I'm like, all right, hold on, I gotta scroll through like 20 different room types to like even find what we wanted, and I'm just like, there's got to be a better way. So for that, I think that's a great thing for the travel agent side, but then also for us to convey to clients, because it's not as complicated. We can just say, do you want to see the resort, or do you want to see the theme park you're near? Do you want to see the lake or pool or whatever body of water you're near? Or do you just want like a standard room at a deluxe resort?
Exactly. Standard. That's the other one.
What?
Standard. That's the other one.
Just standard. Just give me a room at the resort because I want to stay at this resort. So I think I don't know. I'm very happy with all these changes.
Same.
Very happy. I think this is what a lot of us, like not even travel agents, I think even before we became travel agents, these are things we all wanted.
Absolutely.
When they made those changes.
Yeah.
So
I think everything's top of all.
I'm just, like I said, I'm just thinking of like the theme park reservations. Like I've always been okay with them, but yeah, just like I said, just kind of thinking of like,
it's just an extra thing.
And the horror stories I've seen on like, again, don't look at Facebook groups, but horror stories I've seen on Facebook groups of people, I'm so sad we bought our tickets. We didn't know we needed theme park reservations, and they show up and the parks were at capacity because they're at spring break or summertime. And it's so sad to see. And I think Disney's realized they listened that people were suffering. They were losing out on their vacation.
Yeah. And I think that now that the WHO, the World Health Organization, has stepped back the COVID threat. So I think that Disney is feeling they can relax their restrictions as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they had relaxed them a lot.
Yeah. A lot of these big, like, I don't know what you want to call them.
Overarching.
Yeah, I don't want to say like rules or procedure process.
Preventative
preventative measures. Yeah. I agree, and I didn't even think. Yeah, because you sent me that article. What was that? Friday.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday. Yeah. So I think the timing. I think Disney was waiting for something big like that to happen for them to say, okay, let's kind of roll back. And I mean, any big Disney fan that you talk to, I mean, I say it all the time. I wish all this would go back to before 2020. I mean, there's a lot of good things. I think that I don't want to say good things, silver linings that came out of COVID and a lot of restrictions. Like, a lot of people can remote work and telework and telehealth even and all that good stuff. I think that's great. But like these things, I'm like, okay, these were supposed to be, I think, a temporary. I think that's what I was trying to say. It was like a temporary solution, a temporary measure. But yeah, I've always been like, I can't wait to go back to Disney pre-COVID, and this is like almost there. This is like almost there.
This is the first step there.
Exactly, a big step. The only thing I want them to do is bring back fast passes so we can make my dad run with our Disney tickets to each ride and print out the paper fast passes, because that is one of my favorite childhood memories. My mom would make them.
I don't think you're gonna get that. But.
No, I know, I miss them. But I have so many vivid memories of, like, I think it was like when Test Track opened. Like, we made my dad, he took all 4 of our tickets, and my mom just sat there with my brother and I, like, in the stroller. He took off. We didn't make him do it to every part or every ride. I guess why I'm travel agents. Now I do that, but on Genie Plus, so I just do it on my phone. It's what is it? The Home Depot on TikTok, the Home Depot theme song with like the dads walking through the airport. Have you ever seen that? It's me on the dad's airport where I'm like, guys, we got to get there. Our flight's at 6 a.m. We have to be at the airport at 3. Like, not like we got to be checked in at the gate at 3 o'clock. That is me. Meanwhile, my husband's like, do we have to get there this early? He also tried to take a thing of baby powder and just carry on last trip. Maybe we can do a episode on what not to do in TSA. Bring Cody on as a guest. I mean, like, don't do this. Anyway.
Okay, so
I think that's all the news.
And we're gonna put a link again to Lauren's podcast in our show notes so that you can go over there and see everything in more detail and check out what our predictions are for the cost of dining plan. And we will be sure to keep you up to date on, as soon as we find things out, you'll find things out.
Because it's going to keep coming. It's going to be a lot. But I'm excited. I'm very excited. As
Lauren said, Disney likes to kind of breadcrumb things. They don't like to give it to you all at once. They like to tease it.
This is like a quarter of a slice of bread right now. This is I think the most we've gotten in a while, like at once. But I'll take it. I'll take it.
Exactly.
So.
All right. That's it.
That's it for now. Yeah. Okay.